Gather round, true believers, that's if you're still living. Welcome to a new episode of Canon Talk with the High Council.
Jumping into now the series of She-Hulk, which has inspired my green screen. No, I just wanted to do something cheesy. I just wanted to do something cheesy. You know, I'm actually doing this for editing purposes. So, now, She-Hulk was, I loved it. I loved the vulnerability they showed inside Jen. I love the, please don't cancel me for this, but the story of the girl who wasn't as attractive and something changes and now she's the most sought after person out there. So like the type of insecurities you may go through transitioning from someone that didn't have that attention to someone that is now gaining that attention with ease. I love that. I love the ties into the now as far as for showing things that's going on now. I loved all the Easter eggs for Wolverine. Since we're talking about adamantium, and you keep talking about what all the like I counted what was it, 2 or 3? If you count the post that was inside Jen's computer about man in a bar fighting with claws. Come on, man. I wasn't sitting over here thinking, they're probably talking about Beast. We obviously know that was Wolverine. Then they went as far as when Nikki, who I have my own speculations about Nikki. I'm going to say it again. If you haven't watched my video, Nikki, to me, is showing a lot of signs that she is connected in some way to witchcraft. She moves, she's erratic, and all, but if you look at my video, it ties in from the earrings that slightly, I'll say slightly to be nice, slightly resemble Agatha's pendant that she wore, the fact that she was wearing a lot of stars and stuff on the show, the fact that she looked directly in the camera at me. Don't worry about anybody else. She didn't look at y'all. Nikki looked at me. Hey, Nikki. But she did that. All right. So that's where I connect. Now you go ahead, Al. I see your hand raised. Tell me what's going on.
Okay. I feel that Nikki is the MCU version of the Blonde Phantom, aka Wheezy. Nikki's job is basically.
You said Lil Wayne?
No, Wheezy.
Yeah,
that's what Jen calls her in the comics, Wheezy. Wheezy during World War II, there was a superhero known as Blonde Phantom. Okay, Blonde Phantom had a superpower that was basically breaking the fourth wall. She literally had a limited form of reality alteration, where she could literally turn the page of reality as if it was a comic book. And she teaches in the comics. She teaches Jen how to use it.
That would be fire. That would be fire because I'm awaiting someone else that breaks the fourth wall that we saw, or maybe, you know, there was only one other person that saw what I saw, and I got to give shout out to MT at New Rockstars. Bro, in my opinion, you were dead on. You know, see, I did that Deadpool, dead on. Anyway, when Jen did that amazing hop out the fourth wall and swing from our screen into another one, she hopped into another reality. Now, a lot of people got confused. When she hopped into that reality, people thought that that was this reality, all right? Now, if you look at it, it's not. Little details actually throw everything off. Now, I did my research, and of course, with the help of New Rock Stars and everyone else, I was able to like connect my thoughts. But when she jumped into that, I don't think that, other than the fact that the show's head writer was there and she was at the table, you know, she was at the table and everybody was talking about like, oh, I'll kill you for Kevin. You don't speak to Kevin. And then Kevin ends up being a robot. Like, in our reality, we know, we would like to think he's a robot. I don't think Kevin Feige sleeps, if you want me to be honest. I think every time he sleeps, he has an idea, he pops up, he calls somebody, and there's another idea for a movie going in. That's how I feel. I don't think that man sleeps. You should sleep, Kevin. But we know he's a human. We know that much. We know that he is not a robot. But it does beg to differ. If you didn't jump completely into our reality, you jumped into another reality that mirrors our reality. There was only one other reality like that. And that was the reality of none other than Gwenpool. Gwenpool was a normal person just reading the comic books, and she loved it so much, something happened, and she ended up inside the comic book world. And her thing is that she's just trying to blend in because she doesn't want to be written off the show. That's like the whole Gwenpool thing. Now, I got my interaction with Gwenpool first because just like I say it a lot, I play the video games. So Lego, Marvel, superhero, either 2 or 3, the main narrator of the store was Gwenpool. Now, she doesn't have all the training and the background and all that other stuff, but because she's in the comic book world, she literally has access to knowing it's a comic book. She knows what's going on. She could jump from page to page. She could do all that. Because if she didn't come into our reality, because we know just off the fact that Kevin, then the name Kevin, did y'all notice the last word in there was Nexus in his name? Too many shots to Kang, bro. Too many shots to Kang. There's too many computers being made and looking like old technology with the little screens. And then you say Nexus?
All right. Nexus is not limited to Kang and the Mortis. In the comics, there's an actual separate universe called the Mojo verse, where it looks almost exactly like we saw where the Kevin was, and you have the grand director. His name is Mojo, okay, and he has a director's chair. It literally looks like some kind of spider machine or something with cameras and so forth. And that's where, as soon as I saw the way Kevin dropped down, dropped down from the ceiling to position itself, in front of Jen, I was like, holy crap, Mojoverse. And the way that Kevin did the whole thing, Mojo does the same thing. Okay, but Mojo does it funnier. Mojo will be like, no, cut, I don't like this ending, rewrite it.
You just spoke about the idea that this person that we might be dealing with is Mojo. I connected the idea that maybe that's who the narrator was that was speaking for She-Hulk, possibly. Now, I would like to know, just to connect another idea, Nikki, who in this Mojo verse knew of Mojo that was a female that would have been able to look at the camera? Because if she isn't connected to Agatha, who else in this Mojo verse would know about Mojo, probably works with Mojo, that would do something along that lines? Because also her slightly show of her evil nature. Like when she said, we're going to track down these people and we're going to get to them by any and all means necessary.
Spiral.
So who would that be?
Spiral. Spiral will be that person. Spiral was originally human from Earth. And she knows certain illusion spells to hide her true form.
Al, you can correct me. In the She-Hulk series, there was a few mutants that they showed where they're not.
Mr. Immortal, he's a mutant. Okay, Aguila, the guy that looked like a bullfighter. That he was fighting the Minotaur, the man bull. He's a mutant. He's fought Luke Cage a couple of times. And surprisingly, Scar Hulk, the Hulk son, is a mutant. He's a mystic mutant.
Is Scar's son a mutant? You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you know when I'm doing my footnotes on Scar, and we'll have you drop whatever you got for that. But that's coming, all right? There was also other stuff that was uncovered in She-Hulk that we really have to touch on. Let's touch on the fact that towards that's matter of fact, bring it back to the beginning. The Sakarian spaceship. Now, even though they crashed, you know, for whatever reason, we could enter like a joke about female drivers, but I don't want to get canceled, so we'll leave that out. But they crashed, Jen changed, but they weren't pursued. That was the first thing that let me know, like, all right, they're not there for beef. They're there to talk. And then the next time we get in, run into that same ship was Hulk really comfortably traveling on the ship. So I was like, all right, it can only mean a few things. You're going back to Sakaar, and you don't seem like you're mad about it. You got to handle business. It had to be what ended up happening towards the end. And we see the intro of Scar, his son. There will also be a footnotes on that. It is coming also with this video. Trust me. But a quick rundown, Scar is none other than Hulk's son. Yeah, your man Hulk got busy, got a baby. That makes sense because back in Thor Ragnarok, he said for the 2 years that he was Hulk, he doesn't remember anything. Furthermore, time is different on Sakaar. So 2 years may equal out to a lot longer than what he actually faced when he was out there. So we look into that. Now, you're looking at him, and a few people online was cracking jokes on him, saying he got like the Shaolin monk hairstyle. Actually, I just came up with that.
No,
he looked like he was ready to be in the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, they did a good job with that because the men from his mom's people, they have that hairstyle. The tattoos that you see him have, the ones that have usually the ones that have the old strong power, like his mom, have those tattoos. His mom had those tattoos too.
Yes, I heard that she was one of the few that was actually imbued with the power of the old strong.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know what the old strong is, it's like a synthesized version of the power cosmic. But you actually have a connection to the earth. If we're talking about Hulk, we talked about something new like the Mojo verse. We can't leave out one of the most epic things that came through, and I was waiting for. Daredevil, baby. My man Matthew Murdock is back in the MCU with a nice little gold and red, almost McDonald's inspired costume. Don't tell Luke I said that. Now, I love seeing him back in there. I love the fact that he didn't pull his punches. If anything, what MCU did to him is make him more swaggy. He was a lot more smooth, the way he was delivering himself in court, a lot more confidence, even during the fighting scenes. It was a lot. I love seeing that level of Daredevil where it's like, I'm not all hurt. Because the one from that was on Netflix, I had no problem with him. But there was so much pain going on with him. He didn't have enough time to, as Daredevil, flirt and do all this other stuff. It's whatever happened and what you got moved into. But I like seeing him do what he did. I like his fighting. I love the fact he's here. It's funny the way how Jen was able to rewrite the story and make him drop back in because, quote unquote, she has needs. There you go with that TV 14 rating. That's what that means. We are going to hear jokes like that. And that wasn't the first one. Yeah.
We may see Foggy Nelson.
Foggy was my guy. Foggy was cool. He was smooth, a little slick back, a little John Travolta, Pulp Fiction slick back. That was fire. That was fire.
Foggy Nelson was the Black Knight's lawyer for a while. That was confirmed in the Punisher Kill Crew series. And he told Kane Marco, aka Juggernaut, that he'll rep him if he needs a legal representation. And he's also done a couple of legal favors for the Punisher, which we already saw in the Daredevil series.
Yeah, that's the thing. We seen that in the Daredevil series. I don't know how many of those characters are coming over to that 18 story arc, 18 episodes. That's letting you know they got to make up for a lot, bro. Because it's been, and they're rewriting the story. They're rewriting like 3 seasons, so they need about like 18 episodes. I understand. I fully understand that, and that is beautiful. Keep it going. Now, was there anything else that may or may have stuck out to you in the She-Hulk episode? I'm gonna throw it to Iz. Anything that stuck out to you?
Being a fan of the Hulk TV show, I seen a lot of similarities in the beginning episodes to the end, where they kind of solidified it with the couple of shots at the end that made it seem like it was like the TV show with the Hulk. So that was kind of cool. I like that they made her current to this day with the Mega Stallion. Little side note, I used to watch stories, so She-Hulk's lawyer was a character in the stories that I had a crush on back in the days. Little side note there. But ultimately, like, I would love to see more seasons of She-Hulk because she really interacts with a lot of people. Fantastic Four, she's an Avenger, she's in love with Daredevil, and she could actually bring the cameos, even though she said she wasn't going to do it in the beginning of the series. She said she wasn't going to have a lot of cameos. She actually did have a lot of cameos, even characters that we never even seen. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget her flying car, the Shield flying car that she got as a gift from Shield.
Yep. So it's pretty dope. I wouldn't say it was the best series out of all of Marvel. It probably comes in like second or third place.
I'm hoping that if they do introduce the Fantastic Four in that series, we get to see She-Hulk use Ben Grimm's gym. Because in the comics, to get stronger, she used Ben Grimm's weights.
Intelligentsia, was it always a website?
No, that's just one of its many faces. Intelligentsia in the comics was started by the leader. MODOK was involved. Dr. Doom was involved to a certain extent. And I think the Mad Thinker also to a certain extent. But what I'm hyped for is Intelligentsia was the group that created Red Hulk and Red She-Hulk. If they have Red Hulk in there, it's a good bet that now that Harrison Ford is taking on the role of Thunderbolt Ross, he's going to be the Red Hulk. Or what's her name? Liv Tyler, the one that played as Betsy Ross, the love of Bruce Banner's life, she'll be Red She-Hulk.
That's fire. Well, we already got that confirmation from Kevin that there's supposed to be a World War Hulks movie coming out. I guess that's what I was going to call it.
They wanted to do
a Hulk project finally coming out.
They want to do a Planet Hulk, but they messed it up. They messed it up with the Thor Ragnarok movie. If you want to see a very good film version of Planet Hulk, I suggest you watch the Planet Hulk animated movie. It's the second Marvel animated movie where the lead character kills someone.
Now, did we cover everything?
There's something else. We know that another one that had a room similar to the Kevin's room was Immortus. And some of his screens had doorways in them. And he literally walked through the doorway into that reality.
But I'm still trying to tie that to Immortus is still Kang, and that's still my connection to that's who I think created Kevin. But that's kind of feeling like that might be rewritten now with the Mojo verse. Yeah. Especially the fact we have that narrator in the beginning of there. He doesn't sound like Kang, so we can't put that on Kang. Yeah. But
the leader is also a candidate.
The leader, a candidate for what?
Being the Kevin creator.
No.
No? His name was
No.
mentioned in the series, though.
He's it. Well, kind of, but that's because of intelligentsia.
That's fine. That's fine. I believe we pretty much got a chance to cover the main points of She-Hulk. We covered some of the bomb drops by the archives. And at this point, I think we have come to an end. Like Tony Stark once said, if you mess with time, time messes with you back. So until next time, it's a wrap. Catch you later. We out of here.
All right.